This is the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Kick back and hang with your hosts, Quixote, Lewis, and Joel. Let's mark out.
$103, baby. 103 in the books. Well, not the books yet, but this is episode 103 of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. I'm your boy, Coyote, joined none other than the hater himself, Joel. Joel, what's going on, brother?
What's good, man? Honestly, I think I might have to change my moniker because it's been a while since I had a hater club.
Been a while.
Yeah. I need to either bring back the hate or I got to change the moniker to something a little more loving, maybe a little
more soft and cuddly.
Yeah.
A little more loving. You know
I'm in my soft boy era.
You're in the soft boy era, man. Listen, I get it. Listen, thank you guys for joining. Listen, this is another episode for you guys. Shout out to Maven himself, Maven. Showing some love to the pod. You know, he dropped a little social media clip about On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Bang. Shout out to Maven. Thank you, Maven, for, showing some love to the pod. We appreciate you. Let's get you on, man. Let's love to pick your brain, 10 minutes of your time. The state of wrestling, where do you see it? Where's it going? Simple question, maybe, just to get you on, man. But if you're willing and able, let your boys know and we could get it going. But today we got to talk a little bit about some stuff, man. Some stuff happening in the world of wrestling. Joel, first off, I want to start off with Clash in Paris. All that stuff, my friend. I didn't watch a ton of it. I've seen clips. I saw the final match, the main event, the 4-way. Seth Rollins retaining the World Heavyweight Championship with the help of his lady, his wife, his right hand, Becky Lynch. I liked it. And to tell you the truth, I hope Becky joins the Vision. Yeah. I hope this is a thing we keep seeing. I want to see it. I think it'll be dope for the group. I think it'll be good for both Becky and Seth to have that dynamic. This might make them more interesting, to tell you the truth. Where you at with it, Joel? What did you think of the PLE, and then of course the main event?
Yeah, man. The PLE was actually pretty solid. I actually really enjoyed it. I watched it. I watched most of it live, and then I caught I watched like the second half of it live, and then I went back and caught the beginning. And I enjoyed it. Every match was pretty solid, besides the one right here that you're focusing on right here, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. That match definitely was a little bit for a sight for sore eyes. A little bit, just a lot of botching happening. It just seemed like Nikki Bella might have been, left in the dust in these past couple of years when it comes to the women's division and how good it's gotten. I don't think she's terrible, but I think she has a lot of work to get to the status of a Becky Lynch or an Io Sky or a Rhea Ripley. There's so many women that are just incredible at the moment right now that it really shows when a woman from the Divas era shows up and tries to, hang with one of these females who have basically revolutionized women's wrestling, Yeah. But besides this match, every other match was pretty solid. I really enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way. I enjoyed this match as well. Rusev and Sheamus, they beat the crap out of each other. Literally just straight up old fashioned beating the crap out of each other and then using weapons, all types of stuff. And Cena and Logan Paul surprisingly was pretty good. I mean, it did turn into like almost like a finisher spam towards the end where they were both using moves that they don't usually use. Like Cena hit a Styles Clash at one point. He hit the End of Days at one point, Baron Corbin. And then Logan Paul was doing the buckshot lariat, and they were all doing all types of moves. But it was a fun match for what it was. And then, like you said, the Fatal 4-Way was awesome. I thought it was a great match. And then the ending with Becky Lynch being revealed as like the newest, maybe member of the Vision. We're not sure yet, but she helped her husband retain the title. And I thought it was a pretty solid angle to end the show. And I think it left me asking questions. I wanted to know what was going on. And then it seems like it left the rest of the wrestling world buzzing, because that next night on Raw, we saw that promo between Punk and Becky Lynch. And I got to say, that was one of the best promos I've ever seen Becky Lynch have on the mic, honestly.
Yeah. Kind of crushed it. Yeah. That promo she had was fantastic. Yeah. And I love the realistic slaps of CM Punk.
She was hitting him. She was hitting him for real.
They must have said to each other, listen, Punk was like, yo, lay it on me, hit me, slap me, punch, push me, whatever, right? Get me riled up, get me angry, like that sort of vibe. And she did that. I gotta say, people on IG and TikTok and all this stuff, they're talking about Becky, not specifically. I read this from Kevin Nash on his Click podcast, saying something along the lines of Becky being almost washed up. Like, it's a wrap for Becky. She's not really relevant. Do we really care? So on and so on, right? For lack of a better word, like those along those lines. And I gotta say, like, I've never been high on Becky. Since Lewis and I were on this show talking about Becky years ago, I've stayed 10 toes down, Joe. I have said Becky is just not. She don't do it for me. This Becky, though, I'm intrigued. I like it.
Yeah.
The fact that she is now aligned herself with her husband, the visionary himself, Seth Rollins, has spiked the hate that people are now starting to have for her, which is working because she's a heel. So I'm intrigued where this may go. Now, after the slaps, even after Clash of Paris, Punk, is heard saying, there's a sign, we want AJ, where's AJ? Punk looks at it, he grabs the sign, the camera catches him saying, we'll see. Maybe soon, whatever.
Yeah.
The slaps, the crowd is going bananas, AJ's name is being chanted. We are all assuming we get an AJ Lee.
Yeah, it has to happen now. They teased it too much.
Last time we heard her name, she was blatantly asked this. And of course, she's going to say no, whatever. But I really got the feeling like she just had no interest. Like, that is a chapter that is closed in my life. I want nothing to do with it. So, Joe, do we get AJ? Yeah. Is AJ coming back? Wrestlepalooza? Is that where we do it? Or is she coming back in Chicago? What?
I think.
Is AJ coming back?
Yeah. I mean, it just so happens that SmackDown's in Chicago this Friday. And it seems like they're going to have her come out on Friday. They have to at this point. It seems like almost like when AEW did the first dance for AEW Rampage, and everyone knew like it was a done deal. CM Punk is going to show up. I think that's kind of how that's the feeling I'm getting now with AJ Lee. Right. And honestly, more power to her and more power to CM Punk, because I feel like they've kind of figured it out. They figured out that in order to get the big paycheck, you kind of got to be away for a while. That's the only way it works nowadays. Like, you've seen it. We've seen it with Drew McIntyre. We've seen it with Cody Rhodes. We've seen it with CM Punk, and now we're gonna see it with AJ Lee. I think if she's smart and if they are doing this, I would do a one-off deal. I'm coming back for this one match, and you're gonna pay me like as much money as I'm asking for, because it is a big deal now. She's gotten to the point where she's a huge name in wrestling without even having to wrestle for the last 10 years or however long it's been.
God, has it been that long, man?
I mean, CM Punk's last time in WWE was 2014, I think. And then she was gone not too soon after that. So it's probably been around maybe 9 years or something like that since the last time we saw AJ Lee on television.
Wow.
So she shows up and she is automatically at the top of the card. So if I'm her, I come back for a one-off deal, maybe some appearances here and there, but you're paying me for every single time I step foot in that building. Because it seems like she has a great name. It seems like the fans are clamoring for her. And at this point, it's like they kind of book themselves into a corner. Like they need her. It can't be anyone else. If Friday comes and Bayley comes out or Rhea Ripley comes out or any of these people, they're going to get booed. And that's
they're
going
to get booed. Yeah.
And that's crazy because these are your top baby faces.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley could literally come out there right on Friday and she would get booed because she's not AJ Lee. So like they kind of booked themselves into a corner. It needs to be AJ Lee at this point. And honestly, I'm excited for it. I think it's a good look. I think it's a good way to bring her back. You know, we have this blood feud between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Becky Lynch during the promo. I love that she was like, you think Seth Rollins is the only one that gets affected by your actions? You know, like I got affected too. I'm his wife. And she was like, oh, when you were gone, they were chanting your name during my matches. While we were trying to revolutionize the division, they were chanting for you. And then the crowd proved her right. The crowd started chanting CM Punk during that promo. I'm like, look at the crowd is proving her right. Literally, she's the heel, but she has a little bit of truth towards it, which always just makes it that much better. So I think this is a great time to bring her back, have them do this mixed tag match or whatever it ends up being, and then we take it from there. Yeah.
Now look at this, Joel. Some poor WWE shop employee is probably on Canal Street hawking t-shirts because come on, bro. Where's the AJ merch? Question mark. What am I meant to wear on Friday when I watch SmackDown? WWE shop replies, "Hey there. Of course, we wouldn't expect that. With AJ Lee's return to the ring, we are looking to have some fire gear, hopefully in time for Wrestlepalooza." Bruh.
Yeah, so they basically just gave it all up. She's coming back and she's wrestling at Wrestlepalooza.
Why?
Honestly, this might even be AI generated. This looks like an AI generated comment.
This could be.
So it might be the AI just spoiled it for us. But it seems like the plan is to have this match at Wrestlepalooza, which is interesting because we know Wrestlepalooza is the same day as AEW's All Out.
Yeah, they're going in.
AEW did announce today that All Out is now moving to an earlier time.
Interesting.
Because they know that they're now competing against this pay-per-view that seems to be stacked from the WWE side, this PLE.
Yeah.
Got the rumor is we're going to get this match here, this mixed tag match between CM Punk, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. The rumor is we might get Brock Lesnar versus John Cena during this Wrestlepalooza as well. So they're stacking this card. So AEW decided, you know what? We're going to move our pay-per-view earlier in the day. I think it's starting at 3 p.m. now instead.
3 p.m.?
Yep. So it's going to be a 3 p.m. early show, which is it's good for the fans. We're going to have a full day of wrestling that day. We're going to have a 5-hour pay-per-view from AEW probably leading right into the 8 p.m. PLE for WWE. So we're going to have like 8 hours of wrestling to watch that day, which is great if you have the time to do so. But it's interesting. They also announced that this is going to be the first pay-per-view on Max. Still going to be a price attached to that, though. It's not free with your Max subscription.
Ugh.
I think it's a discounted price of $39.99, but still.
$39.99?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't love it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard because I know they're making a lot of money on these pay-per-view sales.
Right.
They get like 100,000 buys every time they throw a pay-per-view. So you're losing a lot of money on the table if you give them away for free with Max. But I think eventually that has to be the play.
It's got to be the play, man. You can only sustain so long with keeping the same buy-in format for your pay-per-views, man. You got UFC, WWE, you got other sporting company or sporting organizations following suit with the streaming. At some point, people are just going to be like, nah, just put it on Max, man. Just put everything on Max. But like you said, they're probably killing it in terms of the pay-per-view buys, or good enough to the point where they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
$39.99. How's that?
I think what we're gonna see more than likely is gonna be at their next TV deal, where they'll be like, okay, we're gonna put this, but Max, you got to cough up some money in order for us to do this. Because maybe that's what they're trying to prove. Like, hey, we're still making 100,000 buys every pay-per-view, so HBO, you got to give us something that basically is the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, but it's going to be an interesting night of wrestling. September 20th. We're going to have All Out.
September 20th.
Leading right into Wrestlepalooza. Hopefully the return of AJ Lee in the ring. We'll see what happens.
So Wrestlepalooza, the first WWE PLE on ESPN. Yes. Now, I think some people are still confused on if you have the ESPN channel, will you be able to watch it on the channel? Or do you have to have the app? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know. Some people say that if you have it through your cable provider, you should be good to watch it on the ESPN regular channel. Some don't know. I have no idea, bro. I don't know where I'm going to be able to find it.
I'm just interested to see the coverage on ESPN. Are we going to get Stephen A. Smith talking about wrestling? Is Stephen A. Smith going to steal my Hater Club segment? I can see him stealing my hater. I can see him being like, you know what? I'm the real hater.
Yo, that's for real, man. He might steal it. Stephen A. might. Listen, I think this is major league for WWE and AEW. Listen, in terms of trying to compete with that amount of coverage for that show is going to be impossible. It's just let that first PLE live. AEW, you do your show earlier, get it out the way, stack the card as well as you can on that side, and let WWE have this PLE for the first one. Because again, a possible Brock and Cena, we've seen it 1,000 times, but still an attraction. Yeah. AJ Lee and Punk versus Seth and Becky. That's like main event right there. That's easy, right? Yeah. The coverage, all the ESPN shows talking about this. It's just the juggernaut is too strong on the WWE side. So if I am AEW, I'm probably shifted to. I'm like, 3 p.m., bro. We're going to 3 p.m. Catch us then. We'll be the first show out, and we'll lead you into Wrestlepalooza and just call it a night, man. Because you can't compete with this on the first round. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't bode well for AEW to try to do that. Yeah. But yeah, Joe. Listen, man. I wanted to. We talked a little bit about the Clash in Paris, which was pretty solid on your part, like you said. And if you had to give it a letter grade, what you give it?
I'll give it a B minus.
B minus? Okay.
B minus.
Okay.
I think it was pretty solid. The only match that I would say was that give it a downgrade was the Nikki Bella match. Every other match was entertaining. Roman versus Bronson Reed was entertaining as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, every match was good. Besides that Nikki Bella match, every match was good.
Now, Nikki Bella misses a chick kick kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel a little bad about that one because I think that's more on Becky. That might have been more on Becky.
The timing,
the timing. But also, if you're Nikki Bella, maybe give a quick look to make sure she's there.
Yeah,
quick look. It doesn't have to be obvious. A little look underneath your armpit or something to see something. Don't just go blindly for the.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Blind? It was bad, bro.
It was bad, and that was like a gift that's gonna live like infamously. Like I've seen that gift so many times ever since.
Now it's been since what 2018 since Nikki has been in the ring.
Yeah, I think so.
So she really hasn't been doing much wrestling since then. I mean, you talk about ring rust. I mean, you throw her against the top women's star in your company, and it just had a recipe for disaster, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, the Divas, they weren't athletes. I'm just gonna say it. They weren't athletes, Joe.
No, they weren't.
They weren't.
I mean, that's what made AJ Lee so popular, because
Exactly.
she was actually one of the few that were pretty good in the ring at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she wasn't even like, if you compare her to the wrestlers we have now in the women's division, she probably nowhere near who we have now. When you talk about Becky Lynch, right. Stephanie Vaquer, Laya Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, all of these women are like incredible in the ring, but the scene was so bad back then that AJ Lee stood out just because she was like a notch above the rest of the division.
Crazy.
So, and that's why people are clamoring for her to come back now. So that's how, when you think about it that way, and then you think about Nikki Bella, who was kind of one of those divas that was just there just for their looks at a certain point. She did get to her, to give her some props. She did get better towards the end of her run.
Right.
But she's still nowhere near the level of talent that we have now in the women's division. So yeah, it shows. It shows. Unfortunately, it shows. I think she could still hang, but throwing her on a big spot like that against one of your top wrestlers,
can she hang, Joe? I get. Listen, we gotta.
Maybe I'm too in my soft boy era.
Yeah, you're in the soft boy lover. You're the lover boy era, man. Like I can't agree with that. Listen. Nikki's cool. You put her in a one-off match like this and call it a night. And thank you, Nikki, for your service. Like, come on,
you shipping her away?
Shipping her away, bro. Stamped, packaged, and gone. FedExed overnight. See you later. I don't want to see you anymore, Nikki. Unless Nikki comes in like a GM role or manager or something like that. I'm cool with that. But to put her in the ring, like you said, with today's talent, it exposes that era to the max. It makes Nikki look bad. And it just ruins the whole vibe of the match. Like the match integrity is already low. Like it's Thank you, Nikki. But peace out. Peace.
Is that FedEx her out?
Yeah. You're out of there. You're out, Nikki. But yeah, man, listen. So let me ask you this, Joe. If we don't get AJ Lee Friday, is it a massive fumble on the WWE spot?
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, there's no way. It has to be her at this point. I mean, like, they teased it too much. Even the way CM Punk ended his after Becky Lynch gave him like 52 slaps across the face. He said, I'm gonna make your husband regret whatever the hell he said, and you're gonna regret touching me. He specifically said, I'm gonna make your husband regret, but you're gonna regret laying your hands on me. He didn't say, I'm gonna make you regret. So I think that was a little tease. Like, you're gonna regret putting your hands on me because my wife is gonna go ape shit, basically. I think that was the tease. He already, like you said, we saw him grab the sign after Clash of Paris. Like, everyone's teasing it at this point. It has to happen.
Joe, is there anybody else who could walk through that curtain that's not AJ Lee on Friday night?
I mean, I did see some rumors about Paige showing up. Saraya, formerly known as Saraya from AEW. I don't think that makes any sense.
Nah.
The only thing is that when Becky Lynch first debuted, it was with under Saraya. She like helped her debut into the main roster. But nah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work right now, especially in Chicago. Chicago is expecting AJ Lee. They're gonna riot if they don't get AJ Lee. I feel like honestly, I think you might have to open up the show with it, because if not, they might hijack the whole show.
Do you think? Because I've been seeing on Punk, there's been a lot of Saraya on Instagram and all that stuff. There's been a lot of the other one. Oh man, she was in NXT.
Cora Jade.
Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Usually when there's some sort of return, they're social media heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen AJ, which is probably smart because you don't want to give anything away, obviously. But like you, Joe, I mean, it's got to be AJ. Like, I mean,
yeah.
At this point, AJ could have asked for $5 million,
honestly,
and WWE has no choice but to give it to her. You have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
As much as we could say whatever you want to say about CM Punk and his business practices, but he's definitely a smart man when it comes to business, and I think AJ Lee is just as smart because she's done it the right way. She stayed away for a long time. She's never even teased coming back.
Never teased it. Yeah.
She like you said, she literally, it seemed like she closed that chapter in her book, right? And she said, I'm good. I don't want to go back. She's like, she does other things on the side. I think she like writes for like screenplays or something like that. I think she's done written comic books. She's written her own book. Like she's done a lot of like things on the sides that it seems like she doesn't need wrestling, which is another good thing. Once you have created a new lane for yourself and you don't really even need wrestling anymore, it's even more power to be like, you know what? I'm only coming back if you give me these specific terms. I'm coming back only if I get to do a main event spot. I want this much money, and then I'll come back. And I think she's gotten, like I said before, I think she's gotten to the point where she could literally ask for what she wants, and they kind of need to give it to her.
Yep.
The way the story is set up, the way they've set up this story to literally be this blood feud between these families now, because before it was just Punk versus Seth Rollins, but now the families are involved. Becky Lynch is involved. There's only one person that could come in for CM Punk. He ain't gonna bring his dog.
Exactly.
he ain't gonna bring Jack Perry out. It needs to be someone that makes sense, and the only person that makes sense is AJ Lee. So
it's AJ.
We'll see.
Ooh, man, this Friday might be must see.
This Friday is must see. That's another thing. WWE, I gotta give it to them, man. They have a way, like, of bringing people back in, because honestly, just a couple weeks ago, people were down on the product. Yes. And now, just like that, with the flip of a button, they have a bunch of intrigue for this Friday show. And they literally just made up a pay-per-view. There was no Wrestlepalooza on the calendar until 3 weeks ago. They made up a pay-per-view, and now people are clamoring for this pay-per-view. And a PLE, I should say. And more power to them, honestly. I think they're really pulling out all the stops for this first ESPN PLE. And we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I want to see how everything shows up, how the production is on ESPN. Are we gonna get, some ESPN exclusive commentary? Are we gonna get some like leading up to the show, or are the wrestlers gonna be on First Take? Are they gonna be on Sports Center? It seems like they could do a lot with this partnership. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. And it makes sense to have Brock Lesnar on this show too, because Brock Lesnar, former UFC heavyweight champion, you could have that be one of your headlines. You want to watch the former UFC heavyweight champion face John Cena on his retirement run? There's only one place to watch it, ESPN. Like, you can see it. Like, they're smart, man. I got to give it to them. They're smart, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
You're right. They pull you right back in, man, because for all intents and purposes, man, we had all intentions on missing SmackDown before we knew that there's a possibility AJ might show up. They're in Chicago. They're gearing up for Wrestlepalooza on the 20th. This major first PLE on ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were literally just talking about WWE ain't hitting like it used to right now.
Yeah.
And like you said, they pull you right back in. And now I gotta watch SmackDown. I gotta watch it.
Yep.
I gotta watch it.
One thing too, before we move on from Clash in Paris, there was a little bit of a story progression between the Street Profits. I don't know if you saw this.
Yes.
But it was exciting to see that there finally seems like we might be leading towards a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
They were miscommunication throughout the whole match against the Wyatts. Right away in the beginning of the match, Montez Ford is going to start the match. Angelo Dawkins hit him with a nah.
Yeah,
I'm starting the match. Held him back. Montez gave him the look like, okay.
You say,
and then and throughout that whole match, it seemed like they were just miscommunicating a little bit. You know, they ended up losing to the Wyatts, but it seems like finally we might be getting the breakup. I don't know if it's going to be a cordial breakup or are they going to be a blood feud that comes out of this. But I'm excited to see, are we finally going to get a Montez Ford single run, an Angelo Dawkins single run? I feel like SmackDown needs some single stars right now.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see a new, fresh face going for the U.S. title, going for the Universal title, and seeing what these guys could do. I mean, they're at this point they're veterans, but they've been in a tag team for 8 years. You know,
Right.
So is it time? What do you think?
You know, I'm glad this is happening. I think it's time to split them up. Montez feels like a caged lion just waiting for that door to open so he can sprint out and do his thing. And I like Dawkins is serviceable. He can do his thing. I personally think Dawkins will take the biggest hit in terms of development. I think he sort of needs that energy. There's a brighter future on the side of why am I blanking on his name?
Montez.
Montez, well, yes, on Montez's side. I think there's a lot more marketability. I think there's physicality there. I think there's personality and charisma coming out of his pores.
Yeah.
And I think Angelo is good. I just don't think they're going to be on the same level. And they shouldn't, because one clearly is a little more, is slightly better than the other. So I'm interested in the breakup. I think they should do this program with each other first and kind of like see how that works and then go from there. But I am a little worried for your boy Angelo. I don't know where he ends up in the scheme of things in terms of booking. But I can definitely see Montez being like a breakout star. Yeah. And when I say star, I want Montez to be different than any of the other like superstars or whatever that they've pushed before. If he's going to have any type of like impact on the roster, on the booking decisions, he's got to be packaged in a way that makes him more than a street prophet, more than just some guy coming out to hip hop. Like it, we got to stop with the stereotypes and the typecasting and make this man a star. If that's what you're going to, like, you got to shine him up like they did in the Hurt Syndicate. Who knew that your boy Shelton Benjamin would be out there getting cheers and respect? He's in a suit. He looks like $1 million. He's being taken seriously. He's on his business stuff. He's cool now. Yeah. Who knew he was going to get cheered like that in AEW? Montez needs that times 10 on the WWE scale. That's what I want to see from him.
Okay.
I want to see him as a mixture of Hurt Syndicate meets like Rock status. Have these black wrestlers be more than just these caricatures of what they think black wrestlers should be.
Yeah, for sure. We got to get rid of the red cups.
Got to get rid of the red cups. Come on, man.
Yeah, they're more than that. Man. Honestly, too, like, there's nothing that Montez can't do.
Exactly.
That Seth Rollins is doing right now. You know, like he hasn't been given the time to be on the mic and cut a 20-minute promo like these other superstars do. But I think if you give him the mic, it seems like he's more than capable of it. He has charisma. He has natural charisma. And he's one of the most athletic wrestlers in the damn company. So you give him the ball, I think he's ready to run with it. So I'm excited to see what happens with this breakup. I'm hoping, like you said, I do think it'd be nice to have them if they do a breakup, let's have it old school style. Let's have one of them turn on the other one. I know a lot of fans are like against that nowadays. You know, they want the cordial breakup. But I think for this type of tag team, I think it would work best because you don't want them to have a cordial breakup and then one of them falls off the side of the planet. Because, like you said, Angelo, maybe you turn Angelo heel, and now you have Angelo versus Montez as your first feud or whatever, and then they could both be breakout stars that way. Because right now, if one of them just goes away, I just feel like you said, they're gonna end up falling off the face of the planet, and it's just gonna be the Montez show, unfortunately. Because I do think Angelo Dawkins is very talented. I think he's really good in the ring. I think he also has charisma too. He might not have like the best look when you're comparing it to Montez, but at the same time, I think he's more than capable of being a U.S. champ one day.
Yeah,
you know, or whatever the secondary title might be. And Montez, I think the sky's the limit. You know, and the fact that he's already he has star power. You know, he had the show with Bianca Belair, the reality show. So I think he has like a little bit more of a household name. He could be on red carpets. He could take him and you could bring him to Jimmy Fallon. All that. Him and Bianca could come as a package deal when you're doing like the radio station hits, all that. So it makes sense, you know. So I'm hoping that they finally pull the trigger with this breakup and we see what happens. But for now, it seems like this is the closest we've gotten to a Street Profits breakup. So I'm excited. And just like that, I'm intrigued to see what happens next. So
we'll see, man. Some intriguing stuff coming out of Clash in Paris. One being the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. You know, good match. Him and Bronson Reed.
1 second before you even continue.
Yeah,
we got to talk about how long that match and segment was. I didn't even realize. I was watching it. The show starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. The segment didn't finish till 3 p.m. It was an hour long. From start to finish with the match and the angle afterwards. I'm like, these guys are crazy. An hour-long segment? That was crazy. I'm like, yo, there's more matches on this video. I'm like, is this AEW? Is this AEW? All of a sudden, I'll be here for 5 hours watching this shit? Like,
yo, I loved it.
It was good, though. I was intrigued the whole time. It was an hour of entertainment.
Yeah, it was good, but it looks like Roman's being written off again. He might be gone for another month.
Yes, sir.
And the question that our brother, our co-host Lewis posed was, he's tired of the writing off and the writing on of these part-time wrestlers coming in and leaving, and leaving. I'm a little, I don't know, Joe. I don't know about you. In the case of Roman, I don't hate it, but I would like him to be around a little longer before he's gone, right? Roman is on a level that is untouchable, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, the man is he was the man for like 2-3 years straight, dominating, getting bigger in status, main eventing WrestleManias like he's Hulk Hogan. He was just on God mode. he was essentially on God mode. And I'm not mad at the attraction and special feature he's become. The only thing is I wish that when he's here, he does a little more before he bounces. It just feels like it's a run-in, little bit of story for about a week or two. He bounces and we don't see him for like 2 or 3 months. He comes back and it's like the rinse and repeat kind of thing. I just don't like it. Because now what he's done, he set that precedent for other wrestlers thinking that they could do the same thing. Like an MJF doesn't deserve to have a limited schedule. Bro, you're 26. Give me a break. Prove something in the industry before you get granted a limited schedule. Are you kidding me? You're not Kenny Omega. Like, what are you doing? And that bothers me. So I just hope that these wrestling companies, these bookers, Tony, H, whoever, whatever, TNA, whatever, just do it smart with certain people. A Roman, I get it. I like to see him a little longer, maybe extend the program a little longer. And MJF, I don't get it because, come on, man, you're not Roman Reigns, and you're just not there yet. He's great. He'll be there if he continues, but he's not there yet. Joe, where are you at with the part-time, full-time, come and go, written off? What you think about the whole thing?
Yeah, man. I it's interesting because Lewis brought this up to us during the week, and yeah, I had some thoughts on it, and I think the issue isn't really the writing off of it; it's just kind of the booking of it in general. I think the overall booking when it comes to Roman Reigns has been kind of lazy. Like it's like you said, very rinse and repeat. He comes back, does a couple run-ins, gets injured or kayfabe injured, and then ends up taking a month or two off just to come back and do it all over again. Especially since he's lost the title.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania 40, that's been kind of the playbook. Is kind of lazy, and I think I haven't seen him do enough, like you said, to warrant him leaving so soon. Like we didn't get much promo work from Roman this time around. It literally was just run-ins, save Jey Uso, save whoever getting beat up by the Vision, and then that's it. And then he gets beat up at the end of the show and his shoe stolen by Bronson Reed. but like you said, it kind of seems like we didn't get enough this time around for sure. It seems like it's almost like you could tell they're just waiting until WrestleMania season because I think it's almost written already that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are most likely one of the WrestleMania main events. So it's almost like they're just waiting to get to that point. But he went through Bronson Reed, got injured. I'm guessing he comes back. Now he has to go through Breaker. Maybe he'll get injured again. Right. And then he'll finally come back and have that big blow off against Seth Rollins. So it seems like they wrote that on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
At the end of last WrestleMania, and now they're just like, all right, how do we get there? We got to kill time. Roman, go take another 3-month break, come back, rinse, repeat. So yeah, I think it's the laziness of it. Like I think it could be done, and like you said, Roman is an attraction, so it makes sense to not have him on the show as much or not have him wrestle as much. But it would be so helpful to just have him do, like, even if it's pre-taped promos. Like just have him do something so that we don't just like forget about him, and then like when he comes back, it's just almost like, okay, Roman's back to do his Roman thing again. But like if they could make it more interesting. Same thing with MJF too. At least with MJF, it seems like when he's not there wrestling, because he barely wrestles especially on Dynamite or Collision. Like he's only wrestling at pay-per-views for the most part nowadays. But at least for the most part, it seems like he's there to cut a promo, every 1 to 2 weeks, or he'll do a pre-tape promo or whatever it is. So I feel like you could do the same with Roman, but maybe they're just like not confident in his speaking skills without Paul Heyman anymore or something. I don't know what it is, but it seems like it's almost like like they don't know how to book Roman. And yeah, honestly, when you think about it, it kind of is hard to book someone like Roman Reigns, who was literally the top person in the industry for 3-4 years or whatever it was they held the title. So it's almost like you can't do anything with him unless you put him at the title picture.
Right. Like, he's either got to be in the title picture or very close in terms of whatever match he's being booked in is damn near right under it. Like he's got to be booked right. But see, in this case, he was booked with a guy who's not a main eventer. Yeah. But a guy who they're trying to get over in terms of being that heel once the Vision splits up. It's a means to an end, right? So the Vision is really just to get Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker over.
Yes, sir.
And Roman was a part of that. So, I don't know, man. It's like you said, it's difficult to book a guy like Roman, but it's not at the same time when you think about all the people he kind of now start to push, which looks like that might be his new role unless they throw him back into the heavyweight championship picture again. which will probably be against Seth at some point. But if he's not going to do anything like that, then he needs to get some of the young guys over. And I mean, like the young guys that the company has stock in terms of you're it, and we're going to get you there, and we're going to book you at Roman. Like you're our next guy. That like it's been talked about season 2 of Unseen or whatever that damn show is called. Season 2 is over. That's what's on that whiteboard. Is Roman will be used to get these 3 guys over, which I would like to see, because Roman's at that level where he could walk in, do a hell of a match for an hour, like that whole segment for an hour, and really work to get these guys a push. So we'll see, man. Roman Reigns doing his thing now. Now, Joe, I wanted to talk about one other thing before we wrap up the show. I wanted to bring up specifically this right here. Your boy, The Rock, is becoming a thespian, an actor. My man is trying to get an Oscar.
Yeah.
And he also looks 45 pounds lighter.
Yeah, man. That was
shocking. He looks great still.
Yeah, it was shocking to see, though.
He looks great. But
the one thing is, he needs to get smaller glasses now. The glasses are too big for this body now. I was like, everything else looked good. But I was like, yo, the glasses are way too big now.
The glasses are too big.
You look tiny, bro. You look tiny. Your glasses are huge.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you're right. Now, The Rock is becoming an actor.
Like a real actor now.
Yeah. A real actor. This movie's The Smashing Machine received a 15-minute standing ovation. Your boy was crying. He got emotional. The whole crowd was emotional. Yeah. I'm reading early reviews of the film, and it is spectacular. People are saying it felt so real. It felt like you wasn't even watching a film. It felt like it was like a live action documentary, or just a documentary right in front of your face. Nice. And you know what's funny, Joel? I've always believed in Dwayne Johnson as an actor. I knew he had it. He's been in a lot of movies, ton of movies, blockbuster movies, action-packed movies. And I said to myself, The Rock needs that one dramatic role that pushes him to the point where his acting skills are now being seen seriously. And I think this is the movie. Will he receive an Oscar nod? Probably. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if there's any other great movies out right now between now and Oscar season. This should probably be one of them. But yeah, people are talking. If The Rock gets more serious into this acting thing in terms of the serious roles, we may never see him in wrestling again. So, Joel, where you at with this? Are you think we'll see The Rock again?
I don't think we'll see The Rock again in his final boss character anymore. I think we're done with that. I think that era might be behind him now, especially if he's trying to win an Oscar. I think he's kind of seen the light, and he's like, you know what? I don't need this WWE shit anymore. Especially with the fans being ungrateful every time he comes out now. It's not like it used to be where he would get just full-blown cheers. Now he kind of gets booed when he comes out. He has to do this whole weird kayfabe, not kayfabe thing to like please the fans, but at the same time please the board members and please Netflix. He's probably just like, you know what, this whole thing is a headache. All I wanted to do was come back and wrestle my cousin one time, and y'all all booed that out the arena. So you know what? I think I'm done. And honestly, I don't blame him. And then I think, like you said, I also always believed in The Rock, in his acting skills. Just watching The Rock growing up on TV, we all knew he was destined for greatness. We all knew that he was going to be in Hollywood. He did it very early. He went through all the action movies, all that he had to do. And now it seems like he's gone the Dave Bautista route, right? Where Dave Bautista lost a bunch of weight, and now he's not being typecasted as like the action guy anymore. So it seems like that's what Rock is trying to do now. He's like, I'm gonna get more of these serious roles. I think he has another movie next year with Martin Scorsese being the director.
Scorsese, yeah.
So yeah, it seems like he's going for these bigger roles and he's trying to get that Oscar. And what can't this guy do, man? This guy could do it all. He could wrestle, he could freaking act, he could sing. This guy, he could rap.
He could do that dancing and all that stuff.
He could freaking he voice acts Moana.
Voice acts.
He does the rapping with Wyclef Jean back in the day. Like this guy does it all, bro. So honestly, more power to him. I think he's the one that made it possible for wrestlers to become real actors, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
We had Hulk Hogan doing Mr. Mom and all that stuff back in the day. We had Roddy Piper and They Live, but The Rock was the first one to be like, I'm gonna be a full blown actor. And I always say that I got my start at wrestling. And I think that opened Hollywood's eyes to look into wrestlers for acting. Because if you think about it, it is kind of perfect improv to learn how to be acting in front of a live crowd 300 and something days out of the year. And now you're doing it on a movie set. That seems like cakework probably to these wrestlers. So it makes sense. The Rock kind of paved the way for all these guys. We're going to see John Cena after this retirement tour. I'm sure he's going to go full blown into more dramatic roles as well.
Yeah.
We already seen Dave Bautista, like I said. And then I think the next one up will probably be Roman Reigns. And from the AEW side, we just mentioned it before, MJF is already getting those roles. He's already getting those roles and he's 20 something, like you said.
Yeah.
So he might be, when it's all said and done, he might actually be the most successful wrestler turned actor since he's starting so young. So we got a lot to see. And I think
unless Dwayne wins that Oscar.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, if Dwayne The Rock Johnson wins an Oscar, I think that automatically gives even wrestling a level of like, okay, we got to start paying attention to this. It's not just for these niche fans anymore. If they're building these people that could come out of there and win an Oscar eventually, it must be something to it, right? There must be something to this wrestling thing. So I don't know. It's a good thing for the industry, I think, in general, for the wrestling industry. Even if he's not going to be around anymore, he always has ties to WWE, and he's always going to come back. Yeah. He might not come back in the capacity that we want him in. We might never see him wrestle again. But he's going to come back. He's going to do his whole shtick. He's going to slap his forearm and he's going to give us the millions and millions and finally and if you smells and all that. We're going to eat it all up. But for the most part, I think we're going to barely see him back in WWE as the final boss. Maybe we'll get him back like once or twice, but I think that final boss arc of his career is over.
Yeah. I think so too, man. It was just too bad it fumbled at the end.
I would love to hear Lewis's takes on this because we all know Lewis is the biggest Rock fan on earth. So,
we might have to revisit this.
For sure.
When Lewis gets back.
Oh man, if Rock wins an Oscar, we're never gonna hear the end of it from Lewis because Lewis loves movies and loves The Rock. It's over.
Oh, it's his biggest fantasy. No, that's big time for him. Big time. He may name his next kid The Rock. That might be. It might be. His kid might be named The Rock Mercedes. That might be. Might be the kid's name. Yeah, man. We'll see, man. Listen. A24 does great films, and I'm very intrigued to see what they've done with this film, which is getting rave reviews.
I'm excited for
all performances, director. Everything is just getting really, really a lot of love, which I'm happy for. I'm happy to see The Rock step into his acting game. I wanted to see him do some more serious stuff. We get the blockbusters. He did it, been there, done that. Now I want to see him stretch himself in terms of some new roles. And listen, we got 3 solid, like John Cena killing it on Peacemaker. He's that was a role made for him. Dave Bautista going all over the spectrum of film. I mean, action and drama and thriller and sci-fi and your big Marvel blockbusters. Like he's pretty solid, man. Those 3 guys right there alone just killing it. And like you said, tier 2 maybe Cody, Roman, MJF.
Cody too. We got Street Fighter coming up soon.
Street Fighter's coming out.
Cody and Roman are both in it.
Yeah, a bunch of people in that one too. We'll see, man. We'll see where it goes. I don't have much faith in that Street Fighter movie. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think that shit might be trash.
Yeah, it's definitely a quick paycheck for all these guys that are in it. You got 50 Cent in it. You got
This does not sound like someone cared about the source material.
We're all gonna have to go watch it though and give our review on the podcast. We got the review of Cody Rhodes as Guile.
I don't love it, but I'm going. Listen, I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to keep my my opinions, my expectations low. Put it down. I'm going to keep them a little low. Joel, is there anything else we got hit, man? Is that it? Did we touch upon everything?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week, man. Big week in wrestling. Let's see what happens on SmackDown with the return of AJ Lee potentially.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back next week and give our thoughts.
Listen, man, keep it locked in on the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Shout out to Maven.
Yeah, Maven. Shout out to you, my friend.
Thanks for the shout out, brother.
Thank you for the shout out. Again, open invite. 10 minutes of your time. 10. Give us 10. Just want to talk to you a little about the state of wrestling and what you think of it, man. We would love to have you on. So thank you again. This has been episode 103. The producer, the hater. Hopefully the administrator is back next week. Sir. We'll see. But if not, we'll be here. And hopefully we're talking about AJ and her impact on SmackDown. We'll see. But until next time, y'all, keep it locked in on the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Peace.
You have just listened to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, a Scriptly adapted production. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at On the Mark Wrestling. And email us on onthemarkpodcast@gmail.com.